What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. As you can probably tell, I still look super sick, and it's because I am. And you can probably tell it's almost damn dark outside because it is. So I took a NyQuil at like 5 a.m. and that knocked me the hell out because I never take any type of like medicine or anything. So like when I do, it really affects me. So it knocked me the hell out. I woke up at like 3. No, I woke up at like 1, tired as hell. And then I fell asleep waiting for the mail because I wanted to see if the mic was going to come in, which it didn't. And it'll definitely be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's video will be with the mic, and I'm going to like start the video off talking, plug the mic in, and the next clip will be with the mic so you guys can like see the difference. Let me know if it's nice. Oh yeah, first I want to give a big shout out to Derek. Put his Instagram on the screen. You guys can't see the back of it. Let me I'll show you the back of the hoodie. It's a dope hoodie. Yeah, that's the back of the hoodie. Pretty dope. H2O hoodie. So, shout out Derek. What I wanted to do yesterday on this thing, I didn't get to do because I was sick. And it wasn't like a super hard thing to do. So, I think that's what I'm gonna do today. It's gonna be kind of a short video, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm not feeling good. I need to not be at the shop, you know? I'm gonna get this one as high as I can, and then I'm gonna unbolt this and see how much this moves up. Because if this is all the way up with everything, you know, bolted and attached and all that stuff, and then I unbolt it and this comes up higher, that means the valve is not closing all the way. So I gotta stop putting my hand in front of the camera. Alright, so just a quick narration. I now know that this one is at its very top. This is as high as it will go. So now I'm going to unbolt this one instead of this one. I'm going to unbolt this one because I just watched it stop. And see if the spring goes up. So I'm going to leave the camera pointing right there. And we'll see if the spring moves. Alright. Watch the spring very carefully. I'll zoom in on it just so you guys can see better. You see that okay? Maybe come to the front. Alright, so you're going to be looking right here. Let me go to the back of it so better demonstration. So it didn't move. That valve closes all the way. Alright, so that should verify that the push rod length is okay. 7.4 is okay apparently. So, I mean, if I'm wrong, if I did anything wrong there, let me know. From what I understand, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's good, I guess, because that means I don't have to buy new push rods. So now that I know the valves are in fact closing, the other thing that could be happening, most likely is happening, is they're not closing on time. So they're just letting out exhaust when they shouldn't be. So, like I said, the thing only runs at negative 30 degrees. So that's at top dead. Take the push rod right here. See, it doesn't go in any further. And I did it right at where it stopped. So like right when it gets to the top and then it went down, I went back right to the middle of where that stroke was. So it should be at exact top dead right now. So I did this in the last video that I fucked with the timing and apparently messed it up even more. For the people who have only the small puller, you can still use it. Because on these, you see those little tabs back there? That's what you hook them onto. And then for this, all I do is a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, and then into the 24 mil socket that you use to take off the actual bolt. And then that'll, you know, give you enough room. So you just put your little, whatever the hell, 12 or 14 on this, take that right off, and I'll show you guys that working right now. All done. Here's your LS jammy all taken off. Look at that. Comes right off. That's my setup right there. Little hack for you guys. If you guys are pissing your pants about not having the right puller or not knowing how to get it off, that's how you do it. The dot and the 0 are lined up, okay? That's lined up. Makes no fucking sense. It is lined up. So I'm gonna look this up once again. There's only one dot on this cam wheel, all right? There's multiple on the fucking crank, but that is a 0 right there. And I know for a fact it's top dead because I put it at top dead. This is where I start to get pissed off and confused because it's like, it's lined up and at top dead. What is going on with this thing? I think the safest thing for me to do, which I'm still kind of scared of doing, is I'm like I said, I'm sick. I'm not trying to take the oil pan off and do all that crazy ass work. I'm going to disconnect these 3 bolts, pull the cam sprocket off, and since this will only start at negative 30 degrees. That means it's negative 30 degrees, so I need to advance it 30 degrees. I'm going to advance the crank 30 degrees to my best representation or whatever, and hopefully it lines up with like the A1 or A2 or A4 sprockets on here. And then I'm going to put the chain back on, put the sprocket, put the chain back on, and then I'm going to put this bolt back on and turn it over by hand, because I don't want any valve interference. You know, if I'm doing something wrong, I'll know, because it'll be hard to turn, and it shouldn't be hard to turn. So that's my plan. That's my, like, I'm really trying to be safe here plan. So I'm gonna try to advance the crank 30 degrees, put the cam sprocket back on. This is because I don't want to take off the oil pan, but I could still do this and see if it'll work. And if it turns over, I'm going to turn it over like fucking 10 times, make sure that there's no like valve interference whatsoever, and then I'll put everything back together, or at least I'll put the front cover back on, and I'll try to start it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's on the A2 setting now. I'm going to go ahead and spin the engine over very, very slowly, and just watch out for any type of like valve interference or anything. If I feel any valve interference, I will go straight back. Again, I have not moved the cam. The cam is in the exact same spot that it was. I'm very cautious, and I'm very scared that this isn't going to work or that this is going to blow it up, but I don't really have too many options right now. So I don't know, guys. Let's put this back together and see what's up. I'm going to have to do an oil change because a little bit of water got in there anyway, but I could still start it up. Okay, I don't hear anything. Fuck it, I'm going for it. Alright, well, I hear a lot of weird noises. Alright, so I went one more tooth on this, so, or one less tooth. So I did the same thing. It cranks over, it doesn't do anything weird. Let's see if this does anything different. I turn this thing off. Oh man. I think I fucking got it. Holy shit. Let me put everything back together. Holy fuck. Front accessories are back on. Gonna go ahead and throw the front end back on, and the gotta throw the radiator first, radiator support, power steering cooler, and put a little bit more power steering in here. It's okay, I have some over there. guys, all right, so see how like this whole thing is wet? When I was in there trying to start it, I'm so fucking shot. I started it after I put the belt back on. It was like, the first time I started it, the belt wasn't on, nothing, so it wasn't a big deal. But now that the belt was on it, I completely forgot that I capped off these fucking power steering lines, and it blew the fucking hose that goes, like the return from the rack to the fucking, the reservoir, so that's kind of shot. So there that is, just rerouted up into there instead of down into the cooler and then back up into there. Whatever, it'll do for now, not a big deal. Time for the drive. I'm gonna lower this thing down, pull it out, and see what's good. It does, however, just like right off the rip, like it starts up right like mitt now, so something, I had to have done something right? All right, guys. Fingers crossed for your boy. The brake fucking thing is like not good. Yeah, I'm getting like no vacuum in my fucking brakes. What the hell? Alright, well, just a quick notes to end the video because I needed to cut this thing off. I left it idling for a while. It's fucking clouded in here. Alright, so there's like barely any vacuum going to my brakes, which is super fucking weird. It starts up really good. It idles choppier but better, more consistent. And my alternator isn't charging, so I don't think it's getting enough spark to actually... I think that's why it's running stupid fucking rich right now. And that's probably why it's not very responsive when there's load on it. It's responsive idling because it doesn't take a lot, but once there's load on it, it's not very responsive. So I don't know why the hell my alternator wouldn't be charging. That's super fucking weird. I don't know. Who knows, guys? But I mean, I got something done. It runs better, I think. I just got to figure out why the alternator isn't charging, because these things do not like to run normal on low voltage. Like, it was idling just now. I just checked it with the voltmeter and it was at friggin' like 11.7 and going down as it was idling. So I got to figure that out. Maybe there's power steering fluid in the damn alternator and I got to fucking spray some ether up in there, spray some carb cleaner up in it, and clean it out. I don't know, maybe that's why it's not fucking charging, but yeah, I don't know, guys. That's it for tonight, though. I'm just gonna clean up the shop and get the hell home because I'm tired and sick and tired, literally. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. I'll probably be back tomorrow with some more shit on this thing because I'm just trying to get this thing going. I mean, I didn't have to take off the oil pan, so that's good. And I mean, it wouldn't really bother me if I had to take all this front end shit back off again. As long as I don't have to take the oil pan off. That's the only thing that pisses me off. The fucking oil pan sucks. But anyways, peace, guys. I'll see you next time.